My wife, Emily, went on vacation and there was a change in management at my job. I had to stay because I was one of the best employees and was hoping for a promotion. Everyone in the office was supportive and I was pretty sure I could be a director. I had worked tirelessly for years, constantly going above and beyond on all my projects, and I thought my dedication would finally pay off. But it wasn't meant to be. Someone from above appointed a young woman named Jessica to the position. I was so disappointed that even at the company party I couldn't hide my dismay, no matter how hard I tried to put on a brave face. Jessica was a brunette with her hair tied back in a neat ponytail and always dressed in a professional suit. Her seriousness and restraint probably tipped her off that I didn't like her. She acted confident, making it clear she knew what she was doing, and I couldn't help but feel threatened by her competence. She knew I was aiming for her position. I was even considering leaving, which seemed to amuse her. Every now and then as she passed by, she would cast a glance in my direction with a slight, knowing smile, enjoying my discomfort as I flipped through papers in frustration. I had lost not only my promotion, but also the respect and recognition I craved. I decided that if I couldn't get the promotion, I would at least teach her a little lesson to interrupt her work for a moment. I wanted her to feel the frustration that was simmering inside me. I knew she usually stayed until 9 p.m., by which time her office was empty. The plan was simple: sneak in, mess up some papers, and leave unnoticed. It wasn't the most well-thought-out plan, but I was desperate for a small victory. I picked a day and waited. When the workday ended, everyone went home. I told my coworkers that I would stay late to finish the project, even though I had long since completed it. After making sure no one suspected anything, I watched people leave the office one by one in silence. At 9 o'clock in the evening, I approached Jessica's office. The lights were off, so I figured she had already left with the others. I didn't see her leave, but I remained cautious. I looked around in the dark, turned on the flashlight on my phone, and started going through her desk. I pulled out a folder as suddenly a voice came out of the darkness. I froze, my voice shaking. "I'm sorry, I thought you had already left. I was looking for last month's bills. I think I noticed an error in them." Heart pounding in my chest, I tried to sound as innocent as possible. Jessica interrupted me with a calm, almost cheerful tone. "We both know that's not true." She stepped closer, almost directly in front of me. I felt my nerves give way. "If you wanted to be alone with me," she said with a slight smile, "you could have just asked." There was something almost playful in her tone, and it threw me off balance. Her words threw me off balance. On impulse, I kissed her roughly, pinning her to the table. Then I lifted her up onto the table. It didn't go the way I'd planned. At that moment, something electrifying swept over me, a mixture of anger, desire, and adrenaline that made me act without thinking. Before I knew it, we were swept up in a whirlwind of emotions, and everything around us seemed to fade away. After that incident, I was promoted. Not immediately, but in a few weeks I was summoned to a meeting with my superiors and offered a new position with a higher salary and more responsibilities. My job even became more enjoyable. I found myself looking forward to work, and the monotony that used to weigh me down was replaced with a strange excitement. Secret meetings with Jessica began to take place in her office, and they added a thrill that I found increasingly irresistible. We were careful, always making sure no one suspected anything, and the secrecy only added to the tension. Things changed dramatically, however, when we received an unexpected visit from my mother-in-law, Linda. Emily was still on vacation, and Linda decided to stop by our house. I wasn't expecting it, and certainly wasn't prepared for what she found. She found one of Jessica's earrings under the couch in the living room, a small, unmistakable earring with a distinctive blue stone. Linda knew it wasn't Emily's, since she was familiar with her jewelry collection. As soon as she picked it up, I saw realization flash across her face, and my stomach churned. Linda turned to me with this question, her voice low but strained. She asked whose jewelry it was, and I stuttered, trying to come up with an excuse. I tried to say that it could have belonged to Emily's friend, or that it had been lying there for a long time, and we just hadn't noticed. She didn't buy it. She was always perceptive, and it didn't take her long to piece things together. The delays at work, the sudden promotion, my distracted behavior all pointed in the same direction. She cast a knowing look at me and simply said, "You better get it right before Emily gets back." Her words hung in the air, full of meaning, and I realized I had crossed a line that wouldn't be easily erased. I felt the weight of my actions weighing down on me, and for the first time I truly realized the consequences of what I had done. The awe and excitement that had once consumed me was now empty, replaced by a deep sense of dread. The following days passed in anxiety and guilt. I couldn't sleep, and every time the phone rang, I feared it was Emily calling to confront me. Linda's words go to my mind, and I realized I had to make things right. I had betrayed not only my wife, but also the trust of those around me. The secret meetings with Jessica had lost their appeal, and all I could think about was the damage I had done. I had no idea how I was going to fix the situation, but one thing was certain: the life I knew was forever changed. If you enjoyed this story, please support it by giving it a like and subscribing for more content.